Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Log Your Learning. In this video we are going to solve ICSE Mathematics Class 8 chapter number 19 special type of quadrilaterals exercise 19C question 1. For each of the statements given below indicate if it is true or false. So we have to tell if these statements are true or false, and this exercise, right, is based on the parallelogram part, right? Okay, some part is also there for the other figures, but this question is only based on the parallelograms, right? So the general thing about the parallelogram, as we all know, this is quite a short revision. So parallelogram is a type of a quadrilateral, okay, and it is been divided into three types that we're going to be studying right now, right? One is the square, another one is the rectangle, and the other one is your rhombus. Fine. In the square all four sides are equal. In the rhombus also all four sides are equal, but in rectangle all the four sides are not equal. Okay, so that's it. And in this rectangle all angles are at right angles. In the square also all angles are at right angles. In the rhombus they are not. Okay, and in all the three the opposite angles are equal. Fine. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the diagonals also. Fine. Okay, look at the diagonals of the rectangle. So simply just write it down that the diagonals of the rectangle are what? Equal. Okay, and square, so the diagonal of a square are also equal and they bisect each other at 90 degree. Fine. And the diagonal makes an angle of 45 degree with the sides, right, of the square. Suppose if this is my square, then this is one diagonal, this is another diagonal, so this angle will be 90 degree because it is bisecting it at 90 degree, and this angle will be 45 degree. It makes 45 degree angle with the side. Okay, that's the thing about this. Okay, so now let's see the questions. A rectangle is a parallelogram. It's asking us to tell if a rectangle is a parallelogram or not. Look, rectangle, where does this rectangle belong to? From where is it coming? Parallelogram. So of course it's a parallelogram. It fulfills all the properties a parallelogram has. That is, both the sides, right, are what? Parallel. In a rectangle, both the opposite sides, right, the opposite sides are parallel, and it is in rectangle. So this statement is true. A square is a rectangle. A square, is it a rectangle? So rectangle, basically it follows of course all the properties of the parallelogram, and as I said, it has got two more properties. One thing is that all the angles of a rectangle are right angles and the diagonals are equal. So yes, square also has the same properties, right? All the angles of the square are 90 degree. Fine. And again the diagonals of a square are also equal. When properties will match, the figures will also be called the same. If square rectangle have if the square has the same property as the rectangle, it can be called a rectangle as well. Okay, so a square is a rectangle, yes, because the properties match. A parallelogram is a rhombus. Parallelogram is a rhombus, yes, but not all the times. Okay, just if it can have the characteristics of a square or a rectangle, then the parallelogram will not be a rhombus. Okay, try to take it this way. Let's say if the angles of the parallelogram that I make, they are 90 degree, that won't be the rhombus. Okay, that is not going to make any rhombus, and even all the sides are not equal, that's not going to fulfill our need. All the sides have to be equal in a rhombus. So not always the parallelogram will be your rhombus only, right? Sometimes it can be square or rectangle too. So this is false. A square is a rhombus. A square is a rhombus or not? Rhombus, all four sides equal. Square, all four sides equal. Good. Now in the square, okay, in the square the diagonals, they are equal and they bisect each other. Okay, so yes, it is fulfilling the properties of the rhombus, right? Because as I said, opposite angles have to be equal. Square has 90 degree angles, so it is equal. Fine. All four sides are equal in both the figures, and same goes for the diagonals. So this is true. A rectangle is a square. A rectangle, is it a square? That's what we are comparing. Like I said previously, we called the square a rectangle. It was true. Now can we say rectangle is a square? Let's look at the properties, right? What does the first property of square say? All the four sides are equal. Okay, but rectangle, so that's the thing about this. So that is already contradicting our statement. That means the rectangle cannot be a what? Square, because again all the four sides are not equal. So this is what? False. A square is a parallelogram. Yes, every time you will draw a square, you will obtain a parallelogram only, because square is a type of a parallelogram. So it shares the same properties as the parallelogram has, right? So this statement will also be true. And friends, this is all for today. If you are new to my YouTube channel, do not forget to subscribe and leave a like on this one. Till then, take good care of yourselves and bye bye.